Oh, my gray hairs. Oh.
Okay, everybody, I have Lynette with me.
You look great, Coach.
Stop lying, Corey. These gray hairs, I think they get worse.
We'll blame it on the lighting in there, okay? We're going to get started with questions from Kent. Kent, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, what was in your opinion, what was like the most important thing to work on during the break? You know, the team was playing so well heading into it, but what did the kind of a self-analysis show?
Well, I think one of the most important things for us to work on was just our individual skills. You know, when you work on your individual skills, that makes the team skills come along a little bit faster. So just giving players more confidence, more tools in their arsenal, so that our team game will go together, and especially our defense. We always want to keep talking about our defense. That's what the Minnesota Lynx pride themselves on. So during the break, we really wanted to talk about defense.
I know you guys have kind of returned to full team practice this week, but when you had kind of the luxury of working on all sorts of different things, how much of it was individual work and how much of it was scrimmaging?
We kind of did 50-50. Early in the morning, we would start our individual work and we'd have some group sessions and then come together and work on some offense and some defense and then scrimmage with the guys.
Okay. How much of a benefit has it been to be able to get the guys back, just in terms of getting work done and not having to overwork the people that you have?
Oh, it's been a huge benefit. We see that every day. You know, they're guys. They're going to push us to do things and go to levels that we probably could not simulate any other way. So we're just thankful to have them and have them push us to be able to be better than what we already are.
Thank you.
Jack, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. So you guys obviously came into the break on an 8-2 sprint. Definitely playing more balanced basketball and playing to your identity. As someone who knows not only what it takes to win a title, but to do it in Minnesota, what steps do you think that the team still has to take here in the second half to kind of vault into that conversation?
Well, we just have to hone in on our defense again. We have to make sure we're a well-oiled machine with our defense, and our offense will come. We'll get easy shots off of our defense. We just have to be together, play together, and have fun. That's the biggest thing is when you have fun, your defense falls into place, your offense falls into place, and everyone's doing great things.
And then that balance offensively was especially noticeable the last 10 games compared to, the first part of that first half of the season. What do you think just enables you guys to really play multiple on offense?
I just think the versatility of our players. We have some that quote unquote are called shooters, but they can do so much more, and they're tapping into that and they're wanting to take their games to different levels. And so to have that, it's like any given night, somebody can go off for 30 from behind the 3-point line, or we can just give you a very mixed game where we're going to go inside and out. I think that versatility of each player and their skill set is just what gives us the ability to be able to have different scorers and be a balanced scoring team.
And then lastly, we haven't really seen the team at completely full strength yet with Natalie and Ariel coming back. Just personally as a coach, what are you most excited to see on the floor from the team at full strength?
Oh, it's going to be endless. It's going to be limitless. I think I'm going to be like the biggest cheerleader over there, just Natalie and her passes, her ability to see the floor and make those passes, and Ariel Powers and her energy that she gives the team, and then how hard she plays defense, and just putting those players back into the fold with what we already had. It's just going to be just exciting. It was already exciting for the things that we could do prior to them coming back. I think when there's nowhere but up from here. Good gosh, tongue tied.
Thank you.
Kent, any last questions?
Yeah, I had one more. When somebody like Bridget goes and plays for the Canadian team and maybe has a little different role than she has on your team, maybe expanded role, when she comes back, do you see a difference in the way she approaches things? And do you think that's a difficult transition back to what she's doing here?
Honestly, I think the way that Bridget Carlton played is something that we saw in her, and we saw her do every day in practice, and we're just glad that she's able to put it out there for everyone to see. I think Bridget coming back, it's not a tough role for her. Bridget is that player that's just going to do any and everything that's possible whenever she needs to do it. So I don't think it's going to be such a big shock for her to come back into the fold of our team after playing so well. These are the things that we've been seeing Bridget do. Maybe it doesn't always show in every game, but these are the things that Bridget has been doing for us.
Great. Thank you so much, Coach. Have a great rest of your day. Hey, Jess,
What's
we
up?
will get started with questions from Kent. Kent, go ahead.
What do you think was the most beneficial thing about this break in terms of the workouts you guys are able to do? Coach was talking about how much you worked on the defense and individual skills. What would you say was the most beneficial for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us as a team, it just gave us a chance to, break down things while not being focused on playing against the next opponent. So I think we did a lot of defensive stuff as well as a lot of offensive skill work.
What is the key in your mind for maintaining the momentum you guys had going into the Olympic break?
I would say it's just coming out with the same focus we did towards the end of the first half of the season. I think obviously we got off to a slow start, but then once we got going and really locked in on the concepts and bought into what the coaches were saying, I think we had a lot of success.
Thank you.
Jack or Danny, do you guys have a question?
I'll go. Coming off a tough injury like the one you had, just what do you think enabled you to stay ready when your number was called, and then obviously be really impactful over the course of that last 10 games or so?
No, I think for me, just obviously I love to play basketball. So I think just my love for the game and then just the people I surround myself with always kept me positive and just kept me going, as well as having a great support staff here. I mean, our trainers were unbelievable, the doctors, and, it was never even really got long, even though it was a very long time that I was hurt. I think, they always kept me focused on kind of the next thing. Like we always had little goals, and I think that really helped me. And
kind of with that next thing or next play mentality, do you feel any added pressure when you get into the game, knowing that your stints out there may be a little bit shorter, and that you're really in there to be really impactful in the minutes that you do have?
Yeah, I would say that's something I try not to do, is add extra pressure. But I mean, definitely as a player, you definitely think about that because, you don't know how long you're going to be out there, and you want to be able to impact the game in whatever way you can.
And do you maybe channel that into, leaving everything out there, or throwing more into every box out, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say for sure, anytime, whether I'm going to play 40 minutes or I'm going to play 8 minutes, I'm going to go out there with the same mentality. Like I'm never going to hold back. I'm just going to play as hard as I can, and then, do all the little things that I can do.
Danny, did you have a question for Jess?
Sure. I came in a little bit late, so apologies if this has been asked already, but I was wondering if you could speak a bit about the experience of watching your teammates and, of course, watching Coach play in the Olympics, and ultimately, of course, with the ones on Team USA go for gold.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the Olympics are something you watch every time that they're on. And I think just to be able to see, Fee out there, see Syl, and then obviously Bridget and Natalie with Team Canada, you're definitely rooting for them. And it's just an exciting time just to be able to see them represent our country, and what a great experience for them.
Any last questions for Jess? Alrighty, thank you so much, Jess. Have a good rest of your day.